Meryl Streep, she seems to literally become the character she plays in comedies, dramas. I know I'm guessing, sorry about that, but come on. I mean, this woman's unreal, and we've been talking about her for over 3 decades now.
Meryl?
At our very first chat, February 1983, Meryl was already an Oscar winner. She was with co-star Cher at the Silkwood premiere.
And it was a project that I'd been sort of interested in for a long, long time. It was the first one that I'd gotten together because I was actually famous and I could sort of put things together.
Actually famous indeed. 2 months later, she was at the Oscars with her 4th nomination.
How is your stomach feeling right about now? All of it is very jumpy.
She won that night for Sophie's Choice, her 2nd Oscar. She was also pregnant then with her 2nd child, Mamie, now an actress herself.
What are you going to tell that child someday about tonight?
She was here.
Our first sit-down interview with Meryl, 1988.
I like to become these different characters. It's just really fun, and it's sort of the thrill of it.
Just the accents over the years are astounding.
Stay by the tent. I have to keep looking.
Australian in A Cry in the Dark, Polish in Sophie's Choice.
I make so many mistakes in the sentences.
It reminded me so much of a woman that I'd known that her face came immediately to my mind.
We will stand on principle, or we will not stand at all.
Meryl was British in The Iron Lady, and now, of course, Oklahoman in August, Osage County.
You are about as sexy as a wet cardboard box, Matty Faye. You and me both.
The snort is universal.
I feel sort of bored if I'm not exercised. You know, if I'm not challenged and if I don't have something that really upsets me. And it's sort of the most upsetting part too, because you lose yourself. You're in there. I mean, I don't want to go into the realms of mental illness or anything, but you do. It's a real loss of control.
There's that piece of paper I had in my hand yesterday morning.
You take the roles that are wonderful, challenging, hard. I'm just really lucky to be working.
Lucky? Right. One wonderful challenge, her co-stars Alec and Steve in It's Complicated.
I take my hat off to you.
Okay, Jake.
It's a lot to handle.
I was squeezed. It was like being in a sandwich.
Like hurting mirrors.
It was a panini, really.
That's not to say Meryl hasn't known rejection. Take one dim-witted foreign producer.
He turned to his son, he said in Italian, you know, what do you want her for? She's so ugly. Unfortunately, I took Italian 105, in college, so I understood what he was saying. I said to him, mi dispiace molto, because I remembered, the shards of Italian and say, I don't like that very much. And I walked out, of the room.
And walked into the record books with 17 Oscar nominations. We've been along for much of that ride, starting with their win in '83.
Where do you plan to keep the Oscar?
In my home, next to my pillow.
The next year, up for Silkwood.
It's a thrill, and it's kind of the most exciting part of the industry. It's the night that it all comes together.
In '86, it was Out of Africa.
The pressure must get greater and greater.
Yeah, the pressure to get to the bathroom is the one I'm feeling right now.
Fast forward to 2010, up for Julie and Julia, and still on edge.
How's it feel?
Oh, it's overwhelming.
Is it?
Yeah, it always is.
Most recently, of course, her 2012 win for The Iron Lady.
It was like I was a kid again. I mean, I was a kid when I won this. It's like 30 years ago. 2 of the nominees were not even conceived when I was.
And now her first 2 Oscars have a mate.
The other 2 have not aged very well. They've lost their luster, and I'm not polishing them regularly, clearly. But he'll stand alongside, make them look bad.
Well, she might have a 4th one to shine up if things go well for her next month. She is just amazing.